That's why. Done.
Okay. So hi everyone who to those who are seeing this session. We are now going to record the capacity building session for the nature-based solutions consultations. So let me share my screen here. And yeah, I think we can get started. So the capacity building session was actually on July 24th, but I wasn't able to record this session. So we are joining again, so we can record and share this with everyone. So yeah, let's get started. So the agenda for today's meeting is that we are going to talk about the UNEA Resolution 55, which is the nature-based solutions, then the global consultations, then the regional consultations, then our work as CYMG, an announcement that was actually, it was announced yet, but we can announce again, and then practical steps, and there was a Q&A during the real session, but I guess we don't need to do this now, but let's get started. So here's the UNEA Resolution 55 that was adopted during the last year's UNEA, the Environment Assembly. And there are 3 main points to the discussion of nature-based solutions. First of all, nature-based solutions serve as a way to support sustainable development. And there are 3 main goals or points to talk about this. And the first one is to compile examples of best practices of nature-based solutions that are being implemented throughout the world, whether it's by member states, NGOs, the civil society. It doesn't matter who is doing. What matters is the project itself. So I would say this is the main goal of these constitutions, is to gather examples, concrete projects that are being done, and so these can be shared with other member states, with other people from different territories. So everyone can learn what works, what doesn't work. And, and so this way we can build like I want to say community, but we could build like a knowledgeable database of projects so people can access uh, existing projects and see if there's something there that they can use or that they can inspire themselves to use on their own project. Uh, this is especially true for member states. The second point is to assess the viability of these nature-based solutions projects. It's basically what I just said. It's really with the goal of common understanding of their implementation between member states. So assess the viability of a project to see if it's possible to, I wouldn't say copy, but I would say like use this as a template or inspire get inspired by some project to create your own project, and these go on. And the third point is to access sources of finance for the implementation of these projects, which is a major source of problem for nature-based solutions, is actually how to finance these implementations. So access source of finance is also an important goal of the resolution 55. And here there is a link for the formal resolution that was shared with in the website of the nature-based solution consultations. So yeah, here is document. I think we can go on to the next slide. Yeah, the regional consultations. So here are all of the dates that happened. So they're already over. The last one was yesterday from the Asia Pacific. They have the same goal as the global consultations, but they oh, sorry. Let us get back here. The slide actually jumped from this one to this one. Let's get back to the global consultations. Yeah, that's the important one. So the first global consultations, the first round was held online on these dates right here. And these was to discuss the matters of nature-based solutions. And there was a mix of interventions between member states and NGOs. And what was shared primarily was the stances of each constituency regarding the subject. So there was a few of actually, there was few people that actually shared concrete examples of best practices and sources of finance. Most people, most constituencies just share their what is their stance on the subject. So what they agree on, what they don't agree, what they stand for in related to nature-based solutions. And here there are three uh, links. Um, I won't go over every one of them, but I can share the link of this slide after the session, so you can all go ahead and take a look at that, or post these links at somewhere. We can make these links available. Now, these are the regional consultations. We are in the right slide right now. So the regional consultations have the same goal of the global ones, and they are already over, as I said earlier. The last one was yesterday from Asia Pacific. And in these regional consultations, they are focused, of course, on their respective regions, and they are more, I would say, practical in the sense that they shared a lot of examples from each member state that was present on the event, and they shared a lot of the best practices. So here, it was different from the global consultation since there was a uh, people shared more about the projects itself, um, rather than just their uh, where they stand related to the nature-based solutions. So yeah, here is another link for this. Again, this will be available somewhere. And yeah, uh, so here is our work as CYMD. So we need to participate in these events. Well, now they are all over, but you know, primarily, and we would need to participate in these events. And our goal is to enhance the participation or the involvement of young people in the discussing processes of nature-based solutions. And I say discussing and not decision-making processes because the consultations are not places to negotiate. They are not negotiations. They are just consultations. They are just there so people can exchange ideas, exchange perspectives on the subject. So this is why I say discussing rather than decision-making processes. And I would say the main point of all of this is the in-person participation of the global consultation, which will be happening between October 9th and 13th of this year in Nairobi. And we are also planning on having a global booth consultation on NBS, nature-based solutions, prior to the main consultations in Nairobi. But we are not sure if we should do this in person or online. We're still discussing this. And yeah, the announcement is that UNEP will be able to fund two booths to go to this event. So uh, we need to nominate these two booths before August 6th. Uh, if we don't do this, then they will select other people from other constituencies. I think from UNDP. I'm not sure, but we need to nominate these two booths, and so this is the announcement. And as practical steps, we will circulate an application form in the next days. I hope we can do this today, which is July 27th. And in this application form, there will be, of course, questions for you to respond. And uh, based on these questions, the quality of these questions, then we will select two people, to delegates to go there. And keep in mind that this is we will select 2 delegates to go funded. But if you were able to self-fund yourself to participate in the event, then you can share this on the application form, and then we will work with you to get your accreditation. And there's no limit. I think there's no limit to self-funded WOOFs, but there's a limit of 2 for funded WOOF. And uh, the following points are important to keep in mind when filling out this application form. So we need to select people that are a good representative of the major group. So this consists of knowing about 2 things. One is actually the point C, which is your relevant expertise. So you need to know about the nature-based solutions consultations. You need to be knowledgeable about nature-based solutions, both the projects and so examples, concrete examples, and also the consultations that this consultation process. And the second point to be knowledgeable about is the CYMG itself. So we need to nominate people that can represent the group and that can represent the voices of young people. So keep in mind that these 2 points are very important during the application process. And here there's another link for some instructions, but don't worry, there will be plenty of instructions on the application form itself. And so you won't be lost about this. And yeah, that was it. So this was the Q&A. In the real capacity building session, there wasn't Q&A, but we don't need to do this now. And here are other links to our WhatsApp group, the working group driver folder. It's the driver folder for the nature and ecosystems working group, and also a registration link to the nature and ecosystems mailing list. Again, we will be making these forms available for anyone. And yeah, this was the capacity building session. I will stop sharing my screen now. And yeah, and now I can stop recording.